First of all, don't shout at me.
Okay.
First thing. Second thing, listen.
Okay, go on.
If this geezer points and laughs, we're walking away.
That's fine.
The reason I don't do 5 minutes is because you'll ignore everything I say.
Exactly.
You'll shotgun me with all sorts of nonsense.
Absolutely.
I'll respond to one point and then you'll tell me the points I didn't respond to. So I don't fall for your garbage.
Okay.
So,
Hamza.
Bob. Bob, you're not the ringmaster, mate. You're not the ringmaster. What about? Listen. First of all,
he says he doesn't know.
this is the topic that he wants us to talk about.
I know.
That's why he raised the question. He's not interested in actually having an agreement on the topic to have a discussion.
Okay, first thing, we don't believe the Injil is the New Testament. So you're wrong there. So that's the second false assumption you've made.
Number one, Hamza never made the claim that Muhammad is mentioned by name in the Old Testament or the New Testament. You're strike one.
We are healed. You know what the stripes are when he was whipped?
Yeah, but this is you reading into it, isn't it?
No.
How many people do you think...
See, here's the thing, you see, I don't understand. I'm trying to establish this.
Do you know how many people...
This is the book of the Jews. No, listen.
Whether you choose to accept it or not, that's your...
Thank you, Paul. But listen, Paul.
Whatever Jews...
But understand my problem. The verse doesn't mention Jesus, does it?
No, but he...
Right, 1 second. Let me speak. Can I speak? Can I speak? Look. The Jews don't believe that's talking about Jesus.
Okay.
So here's the question to you.
This prophecy...
So why don't the Jews believe this?
That's up to them. Some do.
Really?
Yeah. There's a lot of born-again Jews.
Yeah, but
they're not Jews anymore, then, are they?
The first...
We call them... They're Christians anyway. Once you become a Christian, you're a Christian.
No, but I'm talking about Jews. Jews don't believe this is talking about Jesus, and it's their book.
Majority...
Right. So it's their book in their language.
But then it says, to whom has the arm of the Lord been revealed? To whoever has believed this report. They choose not to, but there's some who do.
No, but here's my question to you.
But that's not Judaism they're following, are they?
Sorry?
You're talking about the ones who became Christians. Yeah. So you're talking about, when you say Jews, you're not talking about the faith of Judaism.
He's on your side, mate.
Because the mainstream Jews, they reject it. Bro, you're in speaker's corner. If you don't like cameras, you're in the wrong place then.
If they're using that as a standard, all the prophecies in the Old Testament that they say are talking about Muhammad, the Jews don't believe they're talking about Muhammad. So they're creating a double standard.
We talk about prophecy. Let's look at the prophecy.
This is topic to topic.
No, because this is still about the Messiah.
This is what me and you used to do in the market.
I'm sorry?
This is what me and you used to do in the market.
No. I said it very, very simply to you. I don't believe the Bible's a reliable source of information.
That's your opinion.
Right. So don't hold me to it.
You don't have to.
Well, you're trying to. You're asking me to explain verses.
No, I'm not.
You are.
No.
You did.
No, I simply said that you don't worship the God of Abraham.
I believe I do.
We do. God of Abraham is one, not 3 in 1.
Okay. Then you have to believe in the statutes that he has set forth in order to worship him.
Okay, was Abraham a Jew?
Okay. Jesus said this. Right?
No, you ask questions, you need to respond to it.
Was Jesus Jewish?
Was Jesus Jewish? By faith or by race?
By race or by faith?
No, I'm asking you. If it's by faith, then you're telling me you're a Christian and he's a Jew. So your God was a Jew.
Was Jesus
I mean, that doesn't make sense, does it?
Makes perfect sense.
What's that?
Was Jesus Jewish?
By faith?
But was he Jewish? I would say no. I would say no.
Okay.
Where's your
The fact that he was born into a Jewish family.
I wouldn't say his mother was Jewish. I'd say she was a Levite.
Weren't Levites a tribe of the Jews?
No.
They weren't?
No.
You see the Jews,
What were
the
they?
Jews that trace it from
The Jews has one tribe of the Israel.
No. There were 12 tribes in Israel. And the Levites were one of those tribes. Why are you lying, Hamza?
No, she wasn't.
She wasn't.
Where's the evidence? Where's the evidence? Because you see, the Jewish people, you should know that they trace
There's a
their
genealogy
lineage.
in there.
Yeah, the genealogies are all men. Do you realize that?
What?
Why are they all men in the genealogy?
Even if God was to come down here and tell you that Jesus Christ is my son.
You're not answering any of the questions. You just go to another topic every
you
time.
You won't believe it. Is it the genealogy?
Can I ask you a simple question? Is the two genealogies of Jesus given in the Bible, is it all male or female?
They're all male.
All male. Did Jesus have a male biological father?
No.
End of story.
So where does the genealogy of Jesus come from then?
No. Calm down, man. Calm down.
I'm calm, don't worry.
This concept of
Are you
adoption,
going to answer the
Hashim, and you
question?
know it
Are you going to
is.
answer the question? If the Jewish people, that Jewishness is traced, the tribe is traced through the men, and Jesus did not have a male biological father, then how would you trace his
prophecy? I read Luke or the Matthew one.
Are you going to answer the question?
Mary.
Yeah. Are you going to answer the question?
What's up?
If the tribe of any Jewish lineage is traced from the male members, i.e. the biological father. And wait, listen to the question. How can you then say Jesus, who did not have a biological father, is descendant from David? How?
Right. He, through Mary,
Did you not hear the question? Sorry, you did not hear the question.
You ask your question. Right? Stop acting. I need to go away and get this answer.
That's fine. You see, we accept that as an answer. No problem.
I'll give you my email address.
You can come back
and you can email me.
You can come back at Speaker's Corner. Are you London based?
No, I work too much. I don't have much space.
Whenever you get a chance next time, come around.
So anyway, the original topic was, do you worship the same God?
We worship one God, the God of Abraham, the God of Moses, the God of Jesus. We worship one God.
If you did, then you have to accept the prophecies in the Old Testament.
Why?
Because they are prophesied to the Jews, right? And it's the God of Abraham.
Let me show you.
God of Isaac and the God of
The
Jacob.
thing is, Hashim and Hamza, they
Let
only
me show you.
selectively use prophecies that they want.
Bob, are you going to
So
interject now?
Isaiah 42 is supposedly a prophecy of Muhammad, but then the Old Testament
listen
is
to
not
this.
reliable when it doesn't suit them.
Now you asked me.
You mentioned.
They're very selective about what
You mentioned.
It's very selective. And then they say things like,
Bob,
we
you're
can only
heckling.
believe,
Bob, you're heckling now.
we can only believe what the Jews believe in. But the Jews don't believe that any prophecy in the Old Testament is on Muhammad.
You are truly worshipping the God of Abraham.
Yeah.
You have to accept the call.
Shall I tell you why not? Shall I tell you why not?
Hamza,
Look at
where in
this
the Quran
prophecy.
does it say Muhammad is prophesied?
Hamza, have you
in the
come
Bible?
across this prophecy in Luke 24?
Hamza,
You guys are
where
hecklers
does
now,
it say that?
honestly.
I'm asking
You've got
Hamza
one heckler.
I'm asking Hamza a question.
Well, he doesn't want to answer you. We are in the middle of a discussion.
You asked the
So we got
where
Luke
in the Old
24.
Testament it said where
See,
is
this
the
is
name
what
of
heckling is
Jesus.
all about.
So show
He's
me
always
in the
crying about
name
it.
of
We
the
got
Quran.
Smith's
Show me
man
in
always
the
cries about
Quran
hecklers.
where it says Muhammad is prophesied in the Bible.
Smith's heckling team.
Hamza, why are you scared, man? You're being
Smith's heckling
paid to
team.
do dawah.
We're in the middle of a discussion,
I'm
aren't we?
paying you.
Answer the question.
Where does it say it, Hamza? Hamza, you asked the Christian brother a question. I'm asking you a question about the Quran.
Okay, so
In
basically,
the Quran, where does it say Muhammad's name
the Christians come
is
in to heckle.
prophesied in the Bible?
They can't have a normal dialogue. They come to heckle.
Stand by my
Nothing. You got nothing, Hamza. Why are people paying you to do dawah?
Come and go, mate. Come and go.
I don't care if this debate goes on for years. Right? I will prove to you, and my colleagues will prove to you, that you Muslims do not worship the God of
Prove it to me.
Prove it. Go on, you have a chance.
Prove it.
Prove it. Show me anywhere in the Bible that Abraham, Moses, Jesus ever worshipped a triune God. Go on. Prove it to me.
The triune God is only revealed in the New Testament.
Show me the New Testament. Go on. Show me the New Testament. Show me where Jesus, his apostles, his disciples ever worshipped a triune God.
The
I challenge
fallacy
you.
that he's making,
I challenge
bro,
you. You had your chance. You lost
proof
it.
text.
You've been beaten. He lost it.
But he doesn't have proof
Bob
text.
had his chance
For
3
many
times
of
and
his
he lost
beliefs.
it. Hold a minute. Go on, I'm asking you.
Show me in the
Bob,
Quran
stop heckling.
where it says
Stop
there are
heckling.
no legal schools.
Stop heckling.
Show me in the Quran where it says
Go
use hadith.
in the Quran.
See, the reason.
Show me, Hashim.
This is what happens. Heckling.
Why do you work to double standards? Why does the Dawah team work to double standards?
Heckling team. This is Smith's heckling team.
Double standards by the
Smith's
Dawah
heckling
team.
team. Do you want to answer?
Hashim asks for proof text from the Bible, but yet can't show any proof text in his Quran for his beliefs.
We do with both of them.
Hamza says he wants to see the name of Jesus in the Old Testament, but yet he can't show me in the Quran where the name of Muhammad is supposed to be prophesied in the Bible.
He's a heckler.
We're going to deal with both of them.
So,
We're going to deal with both of you.
talk with me.
We'll deal with both of you. We'll deal with both of you.
Okay, so talk with me now.
We will deal with both of you.
Talk with me.
Okay, go on.
So,
First of all, don't shout at me.
okay.
First thing. Second thing, listen.
Okay, go on.
If this geezer points and laughs, yeah, we're walking away.
That's fine. If you want to walk away, that's
the
it.
Christian
Well, you can't control your Christian missionary team.
I'm
We'll
not
walk
here to
away.
control it.
Oh, you're not?
Second.
So don't cry. So
Why are
don't
you
cry when
pointing?
Muslims get involved.
Why are you
So
complaining
don't
about
cry
him
when
pointing?
Muslims get
I know,
involved.
he's pointing.
So don't cry when Muslims get involved.
Pointing.
Don't cry when Muslims get involved. Don't cry when Muslims get involved, okay?
Double standards, Hamza.
Okay?
Double
Don't cry when Muslims get involved then,
So,
yeah?
I
All
agree.
right.
Let's do 5 minutes, 5 minutes.
No, get that nonsense.
Are you scared of letting other people
I'll tell you why.
speak?
Shall I tell you why?
scared of letting
Shall I
other
tell you
people
why?
speak?
Shall I explain why?
Go on.
All right. So you're saying I don't want to do 5 minutes because I'm afraid to let you speak?
Yeah.
All right.
That's
No.
what I'm saying.
The reason I don't do 5 minutes is because you'll ignore everything I say.
Exactly.
You'll shotgun me with all sorts of nonsense. I'll respond to one point and then you'll tell me the points I didn't respond to. So I don't fall for your garbage. Man.
Okay, so let
I
me
only know
ask you
5
this
minutes,
question.
5 minutes.
Let me ask you this question. You demanded of the Christian brother just then.
Did I?
Yes, you did.
Did I?
heard you. Yes, you
Well,
did.
you heard wrong.
Yes, you did.
You heard wrong.
What you demanded.
You heard wrong.
What you said was.
You heard wrong.
That the name of Jesus wasn't in the
Over
Old
there, yeah.
Testament
1 second, let's go in the
prophecy.
shade.
Yeah.
Let's go in the shade. Let's go in the shade.
Let's go in the shade.
I'm not interested in your question right
My
now.
question to
You
Hamza-
said, I said to you, I don't want hecklers from the
question to
crowd, mate.
Hamza-
That's what I said, didn't I?
He's saying
Is that what I said or not?
Question to Hamza is a simple one.
Yeah.
I want Hamza to show me where in the Quran
Yeah.
it says Muhammad
Yeah.
is prophesied in the Old Testament or the New Testament. Show me where it says
When did I
that.
make that claim?
I'm asking you.
When did I make that claim?
I'm asking you.
When did I make that claim?
I am asking you.
Okay,
You're the heckler.
right.
What did you do before? What is
If you want to have a constructive discussion,
No, no.
listen.
We need to answer all the time to your question.
I'm so sorry. If you wanted to hear Hamza speak, it would appear the man behind the camera wants to debate instead.
Is that what you have done before? Is that what you have done before?
If you want to have a
So-
constructive discussion,
Hamza,
Bob,
let
you're not
me
the
just
ringmaster,
repeat
mate.
the question.
You're not the ringmaster.
the question
You're not
that
the
I've asked
ringmaster.
Hamza is where in the Quran does it say Muhammad is prophesied in the Old and New Testaments, please?
Right, first of all, I'm not here to answer your question.
Oh, he doesn't want to answer my question.
No.
Already he's running. All right. He gets paid for this, by the way. I would ask for a refund if you're one of his sponsors.
ad hominem, this is typical Bob behaviour. He does not engage.
Because he doesn't get control.
Is this a tag team?
One second.
You got a tag in and out, bro.
Did you stop?
I didn't see no tag.
Listen, there's your tag.
I didn't see no tag.
There's your tag.
I did not
Did you
see no
stop
tagging.
soccer? Did you stop soccer?
Right.
Did you
Guys,
stop
would you
soccer?
like to hear an answer to my
Did you?
question? Here's what my question is.
Behaviour. Typical Bob behaviour.
The Muslims claim that Muhammad is prophesied in the Old and New Testament.
No, they don't.
I am asking
What a false-
where in the Quran it says Muhammad is prophesied in the Old and New Testament.
Where did I make that claim?
Let Hamza answer.
I didn't ask you
All
when you
right,
made
okay.
that claim.
First thing,
I asked you, can you show me?
All right. First thing, you're a classic fallacy of the straw man, yeah? I never made that claim.
I never said you did.
So why are you asking me to answer the question I never
asked you a
made?
question. I never said you made a claim.
No, you didn't.
I simply asked you
No,
a
you
question.
said Muslims say this, that, the other.
Muslims say
That's what you
yes,
said.
they do.
Did I say that?
The Dawah team are here every week arguing that the Bible prophesizes Muhammad in Old and New Testament.
Did I make that?
Yes, they do. So my statement is factual. I am
Okay.
asking Hamza,
right.
where is that belief, where is that teaching in the Quran? This is the third time I've asked him, answer the question.
Okay, and I'm going to repeat again. I don't come every week, so I've not made this claim every week. The last time I was here was 2 months ago. So please, don't ask me to answer something that I've not made a claim about.
Okay.
Do you understand what logical fallacies are?
Do you remember that Hamza said, I don't want to do 5 minutes, because if we do 5 minutes, you'll ignore everything I said. I've asked him the same question 3 times, and 3 times Hamza, the paid Dawah missionary, ignored the question. I'll ask him a 4th time. Hamza, where in the Quran does it say Muhammad is prophesied in the Old or New Testament?
Right, I'm going to say it one more time, right? And if you repeat it again. It's not running, is it? How's it running? Do you know what a straw man argument is?
I know that
Do you know what
are
is it then?
running,
What is a straw man?
Hamza.
What's a
I
straw
know
man?
what you're
What's
running.
a straw man?
When you answer my question,
What's a
I'll
straw
answer
man?
yours.
Straw man argument is asking someone to answer a claim they never made. Is he logical, mate?
Ladies and gentlemen,
You're a madman. madman.
I have never
You're
said...
a madman. Jason, I think you'll make more sense than this, Joker.
Hamza, as an
You'll make more
individual,
sense.
has made this claim.
When have I made this claim?
I said Muslims made the claim. Hamza wasn't listening. De-wax your ears, pay attention to the question and the comments, Hamza, and deal with the question. Stop running from the question. And if you want to be in, tag in, stop interrupting.
First thing, all you've done
Hamza,
is apply logical fallacies.
for the 5th time, where in the Quran does it say Muhammad is spoken of in the Old or New Testament?
It doesn't.
Thank you. So, that's it.
It's obvious, isn't
Never see that again, ever. Never see that again.
Which surah is it that talks about Ahmed being spoken about in the Old
Wait
and New
about.
Testament?
Listen. First of all,
He says he doesn't know.
This is the topic that he wants us to talk about.
I know.
That's why he raised the question. He's not interested in actually having an agreement on the topic to have a discussion.
You've already made black arguments last week about mercy and merciful and transactions.
They're running.
You can't even handle that.
They're running.
All you do, Bob, is hit and run. You run with nonsense.
Okay.
If you're interested in a discussion,
Make your point and support it.
So,
You're going to make your point.
yeah, we're going to find
What's your
the
point?
Quranic verse.
What's
We're
your
going
point?
to find the Quranic
No, what's your
verse.
point?
We're going to find
What's
the
your
Quranic
point?
verse. We're going to find the Quranic.
What's your point you're making?
Can we find the Quranic verse?
What's your point?
Do you mind?
What's your point?
Do you mind?
What's the point you're making?
Do you notice he's...
Do you notice Bob can't understand why he's asking a question? It's just a random question. There's no logic to Bob. Bob just la 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 la. That's all Bob is.
The question
Logical
that I asked
fallacies,
Hamza
random
was
questions
where
with
in
no
the
aim in
Quran
sight.
Does it
No
say
point to what you're saying,
Muhammad
mate.
is prophesied
No point to what you're saying,
in the
mate.
Old and the New?
It doesn't.
However, he says that it doesn't. So now let's find the relevant ayah and surah.
Can I just say something to you, please, mate?
No.
Let
him say something. What's the speaker's corner?
That way, sir.
Can I say something to you?
There's no need to touch me now.
We'll move that way a second.
There's no need to touch
Can you move that way a second?
No, I'm going to stop you.
Let him speak.
Excuse me.
No, I'm fine.
No.
Yeah, I'm looking for the verse where it talks about Ahmed in the Quran.
So now you're making my claim for me?
No, you're creating your own straw man, mate.
No, first thing, you asked me a straw man question.
I asked you a direct question.
Which
not
was a straw man. It's a logical fallacy, mate.
My
It's a logical fallacy, mate.
It's never based on you as
You
a
haven't made a
person.
claim.
It is based upon the arguments made by the EFDawah team week in, week out at Speaker's Corner. And everyone who's here as a regular knows it.
Have I made that claim? Have I made that claim? Have I made that claim?
So,
Have I made that claim? Have I made that claim? We're going to deal with your lies later. We're going to deal with your lies later. Yeah? We'll deal with your lies. Don't worry about that, mate. We're going to deal with you. Forget your nonsense, mate. We're going to deal with your lies.
why are you so angry?
You call me a coward and you call me a
Why
liar.
are you so
We're going to
angry?
deal with you. We're going to expose Jason
Why are
Burns
you
today.
so
Don't worry.
angry?
You're a liar, yeah. Say something.
I'm a liar. What did I say that I know wasn't true?
Why are you running away from me?
What did I say that I know wasn't true? What did I say? You called me a liar again. What did I say that I know is not true?
We'll deal with it later.
Bring your evidence, mate.
I'll give you the evidence.
Don't get what I read. You said numerous times that you're trying to be 18. This is not the Christian missionary.
Honestly, this missionary team.
You said on numerous occasions that Muhammad is the typical tactic.
I've never made such a claim.
Don't lie, Hamza. Don't lie, Hamza. He doesn't want
Look, we're going to deal with you today and your lies. You're getting exposed today, Jason Burns, for all the lies you come out with.
You could deal with me if you tried. Just
Well, we're going to do it.
Just chill out.
And then the people will decide whether you got dealt with or not. Because you called me a liar. I want to see. Lied about what?
We'll get into
What did I lie about?
We'll get it
What did I lie about?
We'll get it later.
Nothing, mate.
Find the verse in the Quran that talks about
Nothing,
Ahmed.
mate.
Yeah, where is it?
What did I lie about?
You're finding it very hard today.
What did I lie about?
Just check. Can someone get him a coffee?
Excuse me, mate.
Yeah. Do you know why I'm finding it very hard? Because I deal civilized discussion. I don't deal with ad hominem logical fallacy discussions.
Does he look like he's civilized? Am I civilized?
No! You don't even know what civilized means. Do you know what civilized means?
Shouting his
Do you know what civilized means? It means just.
Don't let
It means just.
I know he is. I just need to find
What? Get out of what? I've not made any claims.
He's trying to get out of it.
Hamza,
Get
you
out of
don't
what?
listen. You don't listen,
Get
Hamza.
out of what?
Hamza, Hamza is trying to create his own straw man.
No, here we go.
Because he is saying that I have said he has made a claim. But everyone who was here from the beginning heard me say Muslims make the claim.
So why are you asking me?
Why are you asking him?
I am
that?
because you are a
Ask
Muslim.
him if he makes the
So,
claim.
did I make the claim? Has anybody heard me make a claim about anything?
Yes, I have. Every week. Yes,
What claim have I made? Apart from Jason's a liar. Other than that, what other claim have I made?
Is that civilized?
Do you know what civilized means?
Yes.
It means just. And yes, it is. Because he called me a liar and he's got no evidence to support it, and that will expose him as a liar.
So,
Simple.
so
So I've not made any claims here, so I don't know what he's looking for. I really don't.
we're going to find it for you.
Ad hominem.
Find what?
Focus on
Going
the
to find it
arguments.
for you.
But I've not made any claims.
1 second,
So
bro.
remember that he said
1 second.
that there is a statement.
There's a verse in the Quran.
He said there's a statement in the Quran where it says that Muhammad is mentioned.
In the New Testament and the Old Testament.
Now
Okay.
he's
In
trying-
the scriptures,
Yeah.
yes.
So you're saying Muhammad?
No, you
is
said
mentioned-
New Testament and Old Testament.
Yes, in the script.
No, you said New Testament and Old
Which are the
Testament.
scriptures, thank you very
You
much.
said the New Testament and the Old Testament.
Scriptures, thank you very much.
Let's see what he says.
Don't start getting your semantics. Just listen to it.
Semantics.
Yeah, that's your way of getting out of it.
Just stand behind him, you'll be right.
Oh, sorry. So me addressing his exact point is getting out of it.
Just chill out.
Which
Number
verse
one-
is it?
You ask me a question and then you change the question, and that's me getting out of it.
So the Christian
Really?
missionary team are confirming
Honestly.
to find Bob the verse that he's looking for. He doesn't know what it is.
Need to fall now.
I don't even know what he's looking for.
Guys, can I say something to the parent here?
Where's my
My grandparents are both pastors, part-time pastors admittedly, and they do things like what you're doing, speaking to people like Darren. They'd be embarrassed by the way you two are acting.
Absolutely.
And shame on the pair of you.
Absolutely.
Honestly. Sorry, I had to
Look,
say that.
Soy Boy here is here to talk about weak man's Christianity. You go and preach it, brother. Preach it somewhere else.
Christianity is best when it preaches love.
Yeah, but he's a Muslim.
Yeah. Right. So, listen carefully. Hamza said that the Quran does not make the claim that Muhammad is spoken about in the Old and the New Testament. The Quran says those who follow the messenger, the prophet,
No,
the
it's just a bag of
prophet,
tea, that's all. No, you relax.
who can neither read nor write. Who's the prophet that can't read or
So
write?
in your
Who's the
statement,
prophet who can't
in
read
your
or write?
statement, you said, is the name
The scholar
Muhammad
says,
mentioned in
i.e.
the scriptures?
Muhammad.
The Quran is telling you no.
It's right there.
The term
What does that
of the
say?
name. The name, does it say the name? Does it say the name?
What does
Does
that
it say the
say?
name?
What name?
Does it say the name?
Muhammad!
What does that
Does it say the
say?
name?
You got a loud voice.
Does it
What
say
does
the
that
name?
say?
Does it say the name?
Muhammad!
Does it say the name?
You don't need to grab it. Bro, just what's the name?
Okay, first thing.
Shout the name. Shout the name.
Okay, look.
Why are you pointing to it in brackets?
You know what?
Why are you pointing
Louder.
This is embarrassing.
Why are you pointing to
What
brackets?
does it say?
Listen.
What does it say?
Okay, first thing.
So,
It's in brackets.
So.
What does it mean when it's in brackets?
So.
What does it mean when it's in
It
brackets?
means your scholars
What does it mean?
past tax fear that this is the interpretation.
No.
That's what it
No,
is.
it doesn't.
So, those who follow the messenger,
No, when you're ready to have a civilized
the
conversation.
prophet who can neither read nor write. Who is the prophet, Muslims? Who cannot read or write?
Notice the
It's
fallacy.
Muhammad.
Notice the fallacy.
And the Muslim scholars
You know what you should do?
agree.
Talk to the camera.
Notice the fallacy.
Whom they find written with them in the Torah, which is the Old Testament,
Bob has made the claim.
and the Injil, which is the New Testament.
No. All right, stop.
Is wrong.
Okay, first thing. No. First thing. You're talking a garbage again, mate. Okay, first thing, we don't believe the Injil is the New Testament. So you're wrong there. So that's the second false assumption you've made. I can't keep dealing with your fallacies and your false assumptions, mate. And your straw men. It's just ridiculous.
So quite clearly,
You can have this argument to the mirror, mate. Because I've not made any of
We
these
have
claims.
established that Hamza's first premise was false.
right, he never made a premise.
And that the
I didn't make the
Quran-
premise. You made the premise.
Yes, you did.
You made the
And
premise.
it's on camera.
You made the premise.
The premise. that you made was that Muhammad was not prophesied.
You made the
in
claim.
Quran
You made the claim.
as being in the Old and the New Testament.
I didn't make any claim, mate.
And the Quran contradicts
So here
you.
we go, the fallacy.
So,
the fallacy.
let us
You cannot
advance the argument.
advance the argument. We're still
Let
dealing
us
with your
advance
fallacy.
the argument.
Let us have the discussion on the point.
Show me where
5 times.
in the Gospel
False
or
premise.
in the Torah
Premise.
Muhammad
False
is
premise.
prophesied.
The first premise is false.
Okay.
So here we go. Wait,
The New Testament is not the Injil. How many times?
So Bob has
So-
made the claim.
So that's a logical fallacy.
Bob has made the claim.
So
5 times.
he says
He said.
that the New Testament is not the
Move the
Injil.
topic on. Move the topic.
And yet again
False
and again,
Go back to the
he
first-
argues now against the likes of Shabir Ali.
No.
He argues against
He's making out arguments.
Mansour,
It's absolutely false.
What are
Zakaria,
you talking about? What's his
Mohammed
What are you
Tawhid,
talking about?
who use
So again,
Who
it's not about
used
me.
the New Testament and the Old
But I
Testament
disagree.
to prophesy
I disagree.
Muhammad in the Bible.
So now we have, this is the false premise.
He also
premise was
argues
not
against
not allowing
his own
discussion.
Muslim scholar
Bob is not
who
allowing
translates this
discussion.
text.
Bob is not
Walk away.
allowing discussion.
Because in the brackets,
Bob is
the
not
Muslim
allowing
scholar
discussion.
refers the reader
premise
to
he made
Deuteronomy
is a false
18, verse 15, and
He's
John
not allowing discussion on the point.
14,
Typical
verse
typical
16.
Bob.
So the
Railroading his
Muslim
opponent.
scholar
Not allowing
disagrees
discussion.
with Hamza.
This is the mind of a scared Christian. And he's Muslim. Will you engage with the discussion? Will you? That's what you need to do. That's what you need to do. So, here we go, back to the point.
Hamza's crying.
Bob has made
I think we should let him go. He's
5
crying.
times you made the claim.
Let's
You
go.
want to have the claim you
Jason,
made?
you're a joke, mate. You're a
First
joke,
point.
mate.
First point. Hamza never made the claim
Not made any
that
claim.
Muhammad is mentioned in the Bible by name. Bob said other Muslims have made this claim, and that's where his false premise starts.
So why is he asking me?
Second point.
You didn't tell him, bro.
Why is he asking me?
You didn't tell him.
He's not saying anything,
times
mate.
he said.
He's not saying anything.
You can't call
He's not saying anything.
You're shaking.
He's not saying anything. He's not saying anything.
Verse 157 does not mention the name Muhammad. That's his problem.
we're
So
taking
now,
switches
what
off
we
the
have
end.
established. Number one, Hamza never made the claim that Muhammad is mentioned by name in the Old Testament or the New Testament. You're strike one.
So-
Second point. The verse that
Are
you
we now
gave.
debating
Verse
Hamza's
7157.
So
Second
let's
point.
see
Second
if
point.
Hamza's spokesman
Second point.
can make a better
The second
Quranic
point.
argument
The second
than
point.
Hamza.
The second point. The
So the
second
Quran
point.
says
The second point. The
in
second
Surah
point.
2,
The second point. Not allowing the discussion.
101.
The second discussion.
and
second
when
discussion.
they came to the messenger
Second discussion.
from Allah,
Discussion.
confirming
Second discussion.
what was with them.
Second discussion.
A
Second
party
point.
of the people of the book
Let's put
threw
the
away
bed.
the book of Allah
Let's put the bed.
behind their
put
backs
Bob the joke he is.
as if it had been
Let's
something
put this to bed.
they did not know.
Put this to bed. Let's put
So
this
the
to bed.
Quranic witness
False
is that at the
premises.
time of the
False
Muhammad,
premises. False premise.
the people
False
of the
premise.
book had
False
something being confirmed
Something.
by the messenger.
Something. Exactly. So let's have a discussion.
1-6.
61-6. 61-6. Have a look at it. Okay. So the
61-6.
first point that he made, that Hamza made the claim that the name Muhammad was mentioned in the Old and New Testament. False premise. Hamza never made that claim. He said other Muslims.
I never said he made that claim.
Other Muslims made the claim.
Exactly.
He said other Muslims
Exactly,
made
and
the
you
claim.
ignored that point
He
because
I
it's
haven't. I've
convenient.
said it again and again. So first thing, he set up a straw man. Hamza never made the claim. Second thing,
61.
he quotes 61-6. Look it up. The second claim he put forward, he quotes verse 7-157, Surah 1 verse 157. He claims that verse says that the name Muhammad is mentioned in the Old and New Testament. The name Muhammad is not even in the verse. It's not even in the verse. It's within brackets. Somebody implies. So,
I agree.
Second, so,
Thank you. Well done.
so next thing.
Walk
So
right
it's
into it,
important.
bro. Walk right into it.
Important to remember that his first premise that Muslims claim, based upon this verse, that the word Muhammad is in the Old and New Testament, is proven false because the verse that you brought forward does not even contain the name.
Can I reply?
No, yet until I finish with your next point. Give me the chance to speak.
Okay, let
so,
you finish your point.
number one,
Well,
so just to
actually,
summarise.
Did he let me speak? No, I don't believe he did.
Oh
did
yeah,
he?
here we go.
Did he?
No, roll over me, bro.
I can do.
Because you can't actually have a discussion.
He's afraid of
Don't
what
be
you're gonna
afraid
say.
of the discussion.
That's what he's gonna
I'm
do.
happy to talk with you, but it's
So,
got to be a
Bob will
discussion.
talk when he's afraid of what you're
The
gonna say.
only,
The
only
argument-
thing you can do. So
the
here we go.
argument
He's moving on. It hasn't let me
that
finish my
has
point.
been made.
He's moving on,
It's
and he hasn't
twofold.
allowed me to finish my
Point
point.
one.
He's moving
Point
on.
one.
He's moving
Point
on.
one.
He's moving
kill it.
on.
All of you
straw
Muslims
men.
If he doesn't
that
allow
Quran
me to
is
speak,
told
kill it.
that Muhammad
He's-
is prophesied in the
he's-
Bible.
You
don't need to know what I said to this
He's
nonsense.
saying, and remember,
Finish him up, look at
Jesus is running
Wait,
away.
Running away from a point never made.
Running away. Let's go after Hamza. Let's finish the debate.
Let's go.
Hamza, stop running. You're here all day and I'm here all day, so there's no point running, bro.
Yes.
So, you have said you're running.
I've said nothing.
So you have said, don't walk away. Why are you running?
Yes, Muhammad.
You get paid to do dawah. Earn your money.
Who said I get paid?
Your money,
You
your
did.
money.
Who said I get paid?
You did.
When?
You did.
On camera.
When?
On your channel.
When?
You said now we are fully self-sufficient, i.e. you're being
How do I
funded.
get that? How does that mean I get paid?
You're being donated.
How does that mean
Are
I get
people
paid?
donating to you?
To me?
Yeah, no, not
Are
to
people
him.
donating to an organisation that employs you?
No.
No.
You're not receiving any money.
No.
from
No.
us. I don't believe you.
There we go.
Who cares what you believe, man?
We'll pull up the video. Hamza,
Hey, wait. Hey, don't touch the
Why not touch?
Don't touch, man.
Why not touch?
Don't touch, man. Don't touch, man. Don't touch. Don't touch. Why push him?
Leave him alone. Jason, leave him alone.
Hamza runs away because he can't stand his rhetoric to be challenged.
Yeah.
He goes around challenging. One second. He goes around challenging tourists. But when someone wants to challenge him, who actually knows something, this is how they behave. Cowards.
Okay, this is this is the summary of the chaos you just saw. You might see videos on other channels saying that Hamza was violent, assaulted Christian, all this nonsense. Okay, just a basic summary. Me and Brother Imran here, we were in a discussion with a guy called Paul. Paul's a Christian I've known for time. And we was having a discussion and we were questioning him and things like that. Anyway, Bob starts heckling from the sidelines. So his heckling gets louder and louder and louder until he kind of takes over the conversation. So we said, you know what, we're going to deal with Bob once and for all, in the sense of we're going to expose him for what he is. Nothing more than rhetoric, nothing more than logical fallacies, nothing more than a loud voice, to be honest. So anyway, we go to a shady place. Everyone follows us. This is the Clash of the Titans, if you like. People have said, oh, Bob and Hamza is the one we want to see. Anyway, so basically, before we can even set the tone, Bob asked me a question, and he asked me a question about the Quran making a claim that Muhammad ﷺ is mentioned in the Old Testament and the New Testament.
By name.
By name. Now, I've never made such a claim. And on 5 occasions he repeated this nonsense. And now this is what we call a straw man argument. And now what a straw man argument is when you present a question against something that the other person hasn't said. He then retracts to say Muslims have said this. So now he's trying to hold me account for what Muslims have said. So now I have to respond to them. So obviously as a Muslim, I don't believe the Quran says Muhammad ﷺ is mentioned by name in the Bible or the New Testament or the Old Testament. So I said it don't. This got a great cheer from the Christians, like they've proven something. Now remember one thing at this point, I've not made any claims, I've not said anything, I've not challenged anyone, I've just, all I've basically done is said no to a question he's asked about a claim that I didn't make, anyway. And then he's fishing through the Quran, trying to find this, trying to find that. Now the point here is this, I'm asking myself, where is this going? Where is this conversation leading to? We're not going to learn anything here. because it's all logical fallacies. So I decide that there comes a point in the conversation, I have to cut and run. I have to leave this because this is madness. Yeah. He's accusing me of being paid. He's accusing me of lying. He's got little Jason Burns next to him, piping up with one-liners like some little stooge.
Soccer the cameraman.
The cameraman pointing, laughing, cackling.
Typical behaviour from, unfortunately.
This is the Christian missionary team. This is their tactics.
Yeah.
They heckle from the sidelines. So anyway, I decide to leave the conversation because it's madness. So I leave and Bob follows me. And he starts opening the Quran and asking me to see this and see that. Oh, sorry, let me retract a little bit. He finds a verse in the Quran where it says Muhammad. Now, Muhammad is in brackets, which means it's not in the Quran. It's just in the explanation of what the Quran is. By the by. So anyway, I realise this conversation is waste of my time here. I only come here once a month. So anyway, I'm leaving. So he's chasing after me. Oh, Hamza, we can do this all day. And he goes, you know, the people who pay you, they're going to be disappointed, whatever. And I said, I don't get paid for this. Then he goes, well, don't you belong to an association who receive money that pay you? And I said, no, I don't. And then he said, what? You're a liar.
I don't believe you.
I don't believe you. So after me explaining I don't get paid for doing this, unlike maybe him, I don't know.
Yeah.
Because when I said that I don't get paid, he called me a liar. So he's already gone away with his logical fallacies. Now he's accusing me of lying. So anyway, as far as I'm concerned, I'm done with this geezer.
And you're walking away again.
So I'm walking away again, and he's following me again, and his cameraman's so cold with his camera as he likes to carry it. And I don't need to take this, mate. I didn't need to take that, because what he said to me, we're here all day, no point running, I could keep doing this all day. Yeah? I'm not here for Bob. Yeah, I'm not here for Bob's agenda, for so-called clickbait. I'm not for none of this, mate. I'm here to educate people about Islam and refute the nonsense claims made against Islam and maybe challenge the claims of the Christians and the atheists and whatever. I'm not here to be Bob's performing seal, if you like. So what happens then? You know, you invade my personal space, I have the right to push you away, move the so-called camera away. I'm pretty sure they're going to make a big hoo-ha. I'm pretty sure clickbait title, Muslim Hamza assaults, whatever, breaks camera, all this nonsense. Very, very simple. If I come to Speaker's Corner, or anyone comes to Speaker's Corner, and they don't wish to discuss, they don't have to discuss with you, mate. And as the police said, I'm within my rights. If you invade my personal space, and I warn you about invading my personal space, and you continue to invade my personal space, I'm within my rights to remove you from my personal space. And the police agreed with me on that. So all this hoo-ha, they're probably going to say Hamza arrested, or I don't know what they're going to go. They're going to use this like something else. I
noted that Soccer was actually filming the police discussing with Bob.
Yeah, even me talking to the police, Soko's filming. So here's the thing, and here's what you got to understand from this whole thing. The conversation was utter garbage. Bob was exposed as just a mouthpiece on a stick. Jason Burns was just his little sidekick. There's nothing to it, mate. Yeah, and I say again to you, in Speaker's Corner, respect people's personal space. If they don't want to engage with you, they don't have to. Inshallah. Okay, let's go find someone. Assalamu alaikum.